Judge's Corner is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com and GatheringMagic.com. Support our show by visiting both websites. Now it's time for Judge's Corner with David Green.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Judge's Corner. In today's episode, I'd like to talk about shuffling, which seems pretty intuitive, but there are a couple of things you might not know regarding comprehensive rules or even tournament policy knowledge in regards to shuffling. Shuffling is basically the act of taking your pile of cards, typically your deck, and mashing it together so that you don't know the specific location or even general location of any cards throughout the deck so that it's randomized. A couple of different methods for shuffling include the mash shuffle, the riffle shuffle, and the standard shuffle, which are all pretty decent methods for shuffling your deck. So whatever method you decide to use is perfectly fine so long as your deck is sufficiently randomized. There's another method called pile shuffling, which you can use, but you need to use it in conjunction with another method after piling your cards. So the reason for that is because it's really easy to manipulate your deck when you pile shuffle. One method of manipulating your deck this way is called the double nickel shuffle. And the main reason behind pile shuffling is really just to count the cards to ensure that you have the appropriate number of cards before you begin your game. So next, let's take a look at some comprehensive rules regarding shuffling. When searching for cards with things like Vampiric Tutor, the search card never technically leaves the library zone. It's just that when the shuffle occurs, the selected card is not included in the shuffle, and then is placed within the correct position within the library. Next, if something specific requests the shuffle itself or other things into its owner's library, like a World Spine Worm, and they're exiled before that effect would happen, maybe through a scavenging ooze, then the library is not actually shuffled. Also, if something specific requests the shuffle itself or other things into its owner's library, maybe like a Green Sun Zenith, but another replacement or prevention effect keeps that from being sent to the library, maybe because it was cast with flashback via a Snapcaster Mage, then it will never actually go into the library and the deck is not shuffled. Although, if an effect would cause a player to shuffle a set of objects into the library, that library is shuffled even if there are no objects in that set, such as playing a Loaming Shaman without any targets. And finally, shuffling your library with only one or less cards in it still counts as a shuffle, so effects like Psychogenic Probe will still trigger. So one of the last things I want to talk about is ensuring that cards are randomized. And the way that we do this is that whenever we shuffle our deck, we should present our deck to our opponent for them to shuffle it as well to randomize it. This is called cutting the deck. Of course, at regular events, we don't have to cut our opponent's decks when it's presented, but at professional and competitive events, it's required that we cut their deck in order to ensure that it's randomized. Of course, make sure that you treat your opponent's cards with respect when you're shuffling them. And if you have any questions or want a judge to shuffle your deck for you, make sure to call a judge over and we'll try to help you as best we can. Although, keep in mind that it's up to the judge's discretion to honor these requests. Although, if you have any issues such as a handicap preventing you from shuffling thoroughly, make sure to let the judges know in advance and we'll do as much as we can to help assist you shuffling throughout the day. So, with that, that concludes our episode. If you have any questions, make sure to send us an email at judgescorner@gatheringmagic.com. And until next time, make sure to shuffle thoroughly, play at a reasonable pace, and have fun.